spots. And now we're ready to go. The 0-1 is chopped over the mound, now flicking towards the shortstop Cepeda, who fields behind the bag at second, fires to Hartshorn in time, 6-3, and that's how the ball game gets started.
I love the makeup of a guy like Flanagan on the mound tonight. Strike thrower, doesn't walk many. He's been hot lately out of the bullpen, and that's what you have to do against a Peoria offense that, yes, has big power numbers this year, but like everybody else is coming out of a break, throw some strikes, make them hit it, and come out of the 4 days off with some offensive get-up.
Here's another lefty, Jack Gervich, who swings through a strike from Ethan Flanagan. Cubs defensively have Jose Escobar in left, Kane Kepley in center, as Tyler talked about the return of Cade Snell in right. Third baseman is Matt Hallback. You just heard from Angel Cepeda at short. His double play partner at second is Christian Olivo. And Josiah Hartshorn is playing first base. The battery of Flanagan and Stransky, a couple of West Coast guys. The 0-1. Just beneath the knees for a ball, says our home plate umpire Patrick Good. Natanael Rodriguez Garcia is the base umpire, and the umpiring crew is brought to you by Indiana LASIK Centers. Here's the kick and fire. Off speed is wallop back foul. And it's 1-2. Ethan Flanagan, you talked about this in your elongated pregame, which good job, by the way. Great outing against Cedar Rapids his last time, 4 scoreless innings, but Flanagan is his first start in a while. 1-2 was a curveball that did not break how he wanted to, and it's 2-2 at a ball high. Last 4 outings for Flanny, all in long relief. Last start May 21st at West Michigan, but again, the last outing in particular at Cedar Rapids. 4 scoreless, he was wonderful. 2-2 is a little looper, smacked left side. Ranging for it and making the leaping grab is Cepeda in shallow left field. Needed a good first step, he got it. 2 gone. What impressed you most about Flanagan last time?
Yeah, you just said enough's enough. That was a goofy game in the first half before Flanagan took over. The Cubs went up 10-2. They had Pierce Capola making his Midwest League debut, and well, the Colonels got to him in the 3rd inning, ended up closing back within a 10-8 score, and then Flanagan said, no more of that. I'm going to throw strikes. I'm going to challenge the hitters, and 7 Ks.
And now facing his first righty, Josh Cross. He'll take inside. Cross, a switch-hitting catcher, and we've heard all about him this year. Cross batting .263, game number 71 for the big man. He has hit 11 home runs, 2 of them against South Bend. And he fishes for one low, a changeup that he swings through. It's 1-1. Well, it has certainly cooled off since the start to today. 81 degrees your game time temperature, cloud cover, and just a little hazy still. Here's a ball hit in the air, left center, pretty deep. Kane Kepley is tracking in the gap, still on the run, looking up, and it is off the wall. It is not a home run, but the ball ricochets in the shallow center field. Josh Cross is going to have a triple as he legs out a 3-bagger. The first time he's had a triple this season. That took quite the bounce off the left center field wall.
Well, what was Larry Larson's hot take today?
That's right.
Petrutz would have the inside the park home run. Cross almost did it as the catcher. What did this hit to take that big of a bounce? It was awfully close to getting. Oh, I think that was a home run. I think that was a home run.
I was going to say, because there's the green fencing out there in left center, but
it just can't hit the padding that hard.
That's right.
But hey, Cubs will take it.
We are experts in geometry after all. Here's a fastball high, ball 1. But no, I agree with you. Plus the wind is blowing out to center, so that did carry. And Kane Kepley had to cover a ton of ground even to get in the area. And then obviously it then buckled to shallow center field. Jalen Flores shoots a ball foul, and it's 1-1. That was unordinary, without a doubt. Triple for Josh Cross. And it's been an unordinary day with all the weather around the Midwest. 3 postponements in the Midwest League due to air quality conditions tonight. But again, we are good to go. It is really cleared up here in South Bend. 1-1 coming, and a swing and a miss is taken at a changeup. 1-2. Jalen Flores, like Josh Cross, he has been one of the Chiefs' key cogs all year. 74th game, .249 the average with 10 home runs. He has driven in 57. Infield back with a man at third, scoreless in the first. Flores checks his swing, ball gets away, a run's going to come home and score. It's going to be a wild pitch. The ball did creep into the Peoria dugout anyway, but no matter what was going to happen, Cross was going to score the run. So it is a wild pitch. Just a ball that kind of fooled Stransky, and then it caught Justin's left guard on his left leg. And that's where really the ball had the English on it and rolled to the Chiefs dugout. 1-0.
Yeah, I guess if you're Peoria, there's your ball don't lie play for the cross swing.
True. And it's 2-2, so Peoria leads it by a run to open the series. And Flanagan is going to deal strike 3 called to Flores. A changeup got him on the inner half. Paint the corner moment, Ethan Flanagan to wrap up the inning. Chiefs get the triple from Cross, and then he scores on the wild pitch. We'll tell you more about that strikeout when we come back. Chiefs won, and the Cubs coming up for the first time post All-Star break next on WSBT Radio. I'm Brendan King. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Cubs down a run to open up the series. Here on a night where the sun is suddenly popping out between that Canadian wildfire smoke and also some cloudy skies as well. Good to report that all is well here in South Bend, and we're able to get this game played with no issue. There have been some issues in the league due to air quality. 3 postponements in the Midwest League in Michigan as well as Ohio. Christian Olivo hits a ball foul off the barricade of the Chiefs dugout to start Yhoiker Fajardo's outing for Peoria. The 19-year-old right-hander makes his 4th start against the Cubs this season. He winds and delivers the 0-1, and Olivo swings and misses. So here is yet another opportunity for Christian Olivo to try and turn the tide of his season against Peoria specifically. Olivo has been great for the Cubs all year. He has been leading off over the last few games. 2-strike pitch is a check swing. He went too far. Tag applied by the catcher Cross, and that's going to be strike 3. Now, that at-bat did not go Olivo's way, but Christian Olivo on the season, he is just 1 for 32 against the Chiefs this year. That base hit was in the series the last time the Cubs and Chiefs got together in June. That was the week where the Cubs clinched the first half West Division title. And with Olivo leading off, that means usual leadoff man, Kane Kepley, continues to bat second. Kane will look at a strike. Cubs are trying to get Kane going, and you obviously know that he's had a splendid year, but batting just 146 in July, so hopefully him batting second can turn the tide of this summer month for Kane. He looks at a ball, and it's 1-1. As we mentioned, after Cross tripled to deep center, the wind is blowing out to center field. Big crowd on hand on a warm night. Here's a fastball up and away, and it's 2-1 on Kepley. Kane's batting average in 78 games, .258. And even though he has had his struggles hitting the ball in July, you can't say enough about what he's done all season. His on-base ability, swing and a miss at a changeup, it's 2-2. Kepley leading all of minor league baseball in total runs scored. The only guy that has more runs than him in all of baseball is a big leaguer, James Wood from Washington. 2-2, here's the pitch. Kepley hits a ball foul to the right. 1-0 Peoria, the triple by Cross, and then he was able to walk home on the wild pitch and the ball that ended up crawling into the Chiefs dugout on the third base side. Yhoiker Fajardo, just 19 years old, deals the 2-2. Kepley looks at a ball high. As Tyler talked about in the pregame, Fajardo, we've told you this story this year, on his 3rd organization at just 19 years old. The payoff to Kepley runs inside and low, and that will be ball 4. Cubs with their first base runner. They get the tying run aboard. And they've got their best base runner on. It's a walk for the Cubs, presented by Best One Tire and Auto Care. By the way, the strikeout looking to end the top of the first inning by Ethan Flanagan was a paint the corner moment presented by 5 Star Painting. The pros delivering big league precision and a 5-star finish for your home, because if your walls could talk, they'd ask for 5 Star Painting. Now Hartshorn laces a ball foul. Healthy dose of lefties to face Fajardo, who has pitched in his career for the White Sox, the Red Sox, and now the Cardinals. He's been traded twice. First away from Chicago, and then the Red Sox traded him to St. Louis. Kepley takes off from first. The pitch is dribbled foul to the on-deck circle where Jose Escobar grabs a piece of it. Fajardo, a key piece coming back to the Cardinals when the Redbirds dealt Wilson Contreras to Boston. Of course, Wilson just competed in the home run derby. Former Cub, the 0-2. Swing and a miss at a ball inside and low, strike 3. That's 19-year-old against 19-year-old. As Fajardo K's Hartshorn, it was Josiah's first at-bat in an organized game since he was in the Futures game in Philadelphia over the weekend. Cubs with the tying run on. It's Kepley remaining at first base, and the batter is Jose Escobar. Chiefs lead this one early. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Third baseman will play in. Escobar looks at a breaking pitch that is outside for ball 1. There were a couple guys on this Peoria roster that came back to St. Louis in the Contreras deal. Blake Ida, who pitched against the Cubs on that Sunday the last time these two got together at this ballpark. Cubs knocked him out in the first inning. Here's a fastball inside. Ida has since traveled to Double-A. Along with a good chunk of the rest of this Peoria roster, there have been many guys that the Cubs had challenges with in the early part of this season that finally were promoted to Double-A. Guys like Jesus Baez, Juan Bin Cho, others. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. That's a good pitch with some serious bite. An inside slider. And obviously, if you're listening and you're just tuning in for the first time to hear about Yhoiker Fajardo, this is a guy that pitches well beyond his years. He's got impeccable control. He does not walk many. The 2-1. A little dribbler to the right of the mound along the first baseline. Fajardo picks it up, flips to first in time. And hold on here. Yep, that's going to end the inning. Home plate umpire Patrick Good kind of put his arms out to say that was possibly foul. He actually said it did not make contact with Escobar. And that, again, will end the frame. After an inning, Peoria leads it 1-0 from Four Winds Field. You're listening to South Bend Cubs Baseball on Sports Radio WSBT. Heading to the second inning, Peoria leads it 1-0. With Tyler Reedy and Brady Gallo, I'm Brendan King. Visit the Cubs Den team store. The best service, selection, and pricing on the items you want most. Ethan Flanagan pitches his first pitch of the frame, and it's high for a ball on a heater to Jose Suarez. New SB Star on-field cat, fan favorite obvious shirts. Big shout out to Joe Johnson and everybody back in Chicago. Here's the pitch. It's outside from Flanagan, and it's 2-0. The Chiefs getting their run. It was a triple by Josh Cross on a ball that very well could have left the yard. We did not have the best angle on it from the naked eye point of view in the booth, but then he scored on the wild pitch. Here's the 2-0, and it swung on and missed, something that Jose Suarez does a whole lot. 95 strikeouts in 262 at-bats. That was a good changeup from Flanagan. It's been an impressive pitch early for him here. The 2-1. Is hammered foul to the top of the screen. It's 2-2. How was Cedar Rapids, by the way?
It was good. Got to get a series win.
Series win. Much needed. I think that's one thing this team has done very well this season, and obviously the statistics show it. The 2-2. Big bouncer hit to short. Backing a step is Cepeda, now gloving it. Throwing low, but Hartshorn's got it for the first out. One thing this team has done very well, 3 series losses on the year. The series after, they've won each one.
Yeah, and the guy you just heard from there, Cepeda, he really looked good in Cedar Rapids. Obviously, the first high A home run will jump off the box score page on Saturday night, but his defense at short throughout the second half of that series was outstanding. A lot of plays deep in the hole to his right, made some up the middle. He was sound.
Here's a newcomer to the Chiefs roster, Michael Datalo. Playing third base, he took a first pitch ball from Flanagan, who reached back and grabbed a handful of rosin bag. Tall, left-hander, long-legged Ethan Flanagan, former UCLA Bruin. Pitches the 1-0, and it's high to Datalo. Batting 215 games. Datalo has a home run with Peoria and has knocked in 10. Flanagan always works from the stretch. Kicks and fires. On the 2-0, there's that filthy changeup. They missed the barrel on the swing of Datalo, and with Peoria batting just one lefty in their order after the top 3, would imagine these right-handers are going to see a whole lot of that change. The kick and pitch. This one is hammered to left on a line drive. Hustling over towards the gap is Escobar, making a reaching catch. He had to leap in the air, but Escobar tracks it down for the second out of the second. That was an off-speed delivery by Flanagan that just hung up in there too much.
Left field number 3.
Did work its way far enough inside, though, that Italo couldn't catch it all the way on the barrel. So Escobar makes a good play out there, ranging back. Chance at a 1-2-3 inning with Petrutz.
It is Ian Petrutz, the only lefty in the bottom third of the order. He does not wear batting gloves per usual. It's been a while since we have seen Ian, who fouls one at the plate. But he was with Peoria last year, and he's got that old school look. No batting gloves, bare knuckles on the barrel. Some red tape wrapped around each wrist. This is lefty to lefty. And Flanagan kicks. This one fouled off of Cubs catcher Justin Stransky, 0-2. By the way, how many times for all-you-can-eat sushi last week?
3.
All right. So half the trip. You make a killing off those people. And they got the Jimmy Johns right down the street, too.
Yeah, not bad.
Here's the pitch, and it's outside. 1-2. You want to tell the story for those that aren't familiar with the place you fond so well in Cedar Rapids?
Of the Cedar Rapids Jimmy John's?
No,
Are you talking about the
sushi.
sushi?
The sushi place.
Oh, well, I
That's
mean,
your spot.
Yeah, it is.
This one is whacked down the right field line. Petrutz has left the yard. It's a solo homer for Ian Petrutz. He's batting .458 in the month of July. And a guy that missed the start of the year, but here in the back half of the season, he is playing terrifically. It's a home run, Petrutz. Peoria has 2 base hits. They're both extra base knocks. This one his second in 23 games. 2-0.
Yeah, you don't want to hear no stories. You got to that ball, high breaking ball, and put a level swing on it and hooked it out of here down that right field line. So some early loud contact off of Flanagan. The Chiefs, who obviously had a strong, powerful offense throughout the year, have seen it go a bit cold lately, seem to be back.
Here's a strike call on the right-hand hitting on Yellow Encarnacion. Well, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's the all-you-can-eat sushi place. It's right down the street from the hotel. I've actually been getting a couple of spam calls related to it.
I might know about those. Here's a pitch high.
I don't know what's going on.
It's 1-1. I might know about those.
Yeah,
but it's only because you love that place.
Well,
so
I've gotten 2 spam calls since I left Cedar Rapids that say they've gone out of business because I ate so much sushi. They're gonna press charges. Actually, yeah. I didn't listen to them. I just read them.
I believe that they said that you owe them more money. Here's the 1-2. Curveball is tapped.
Well, I found out last week that when you go for lunch instead of dinner, you pay less money. It's
really?
$20 instead of 30. Yeah. So
is the selection different?
Maybe, but not enough to offset the gains there.
Okay. Some people trade stocks. Tyler trades sushi. I love it. I'm glad you had the chance to make the Cedar Rapids trip. Plus, you got us the series win.
2 in a row.
Yeah, that's right. 1-2. 2-0 Chiefs, as they have controlled the early part of this one. Flanagan's going to get strike 3 called on Encarnacion. Second straight inning. He ends it with a paint in the corner moment. Presented by 5-Star Painting, the pros delivering big league precision and a 5-star finish for your home, because if your walls could talk, they'd ask for 5-Star Painting. Strikeout to end the second, but they get the homer. It's 2-0 in the second on Sports Radio WSBT. Teaching Tyler Reedy how to prank call people between innings. We welcome you back to the bottom of the second. I'm Brendan King with Tyler. Welcome back, Cade Snell. He's bringing back the walk-up from 2025 as well. I said, are you sure you want to get rid of Sharp Dress Man? He said, yeah, I want money for nothing. Respectable. Here's Cade's first at-bat off the injured list, and he checks his swing. Too far, it's a strike. Cade Snell's first action since May 26th against Fort Wayne. That was the game that Cade had to leave early. There was that little blooper to center where Snell came in, Christian Olivo went out, and unfortunately the two collided, and Snell took the worst of it. Here's a ball hit foul to the right, and it's 0-2 on Cade. So you missed that much time. Have not had a chance to talk to Cade about this type of stuff yet, but you miss that amount of time. The guys you're facing, they've been in action for the last couple months since then, so it's probably going to be an adjustment. Snell will take strike 3 call as he sees 3 pitches and is called out on strikes. And that's ordinary for anybody. You miss a decent chunk of time. At the time that Cade was facing that injury, Tyler, he was really starting to get hot as well. Had homered in a couple games prior. First professional home run in Dayton back in April. It's a shame he got hurt, but you got to imagine over the next week or two he'll get comfortable and right back to where he is.
No doubt about it, and he can contribute right away.
Here's Angel Cepeda. He'll look at a ball inside that actually struck the catcher cross. 1-0. Two 2-0 as Peoria leads it early. Now a ton of sunshine on the diamond as well. We talked about that haze in the morning that was around the stadium. Shade and sun each covering the infield. And each of it claims half the infield. Left side of the infield in shade, right side in the sunshine. Here's Cepeda cutting and missing, and it's 1-1. Cubs are without a hit to this point. Yhoiker Fajardo walked Kane Kepley in the first inning. And here's the 1-1. Fastball just beneath the knees. Fajardo thought it was strike 3, but I believe that was only the 1-1 pitch. It was the 1-1 pitch, so Fajardo was ahead of himself. It is 2-1. Cepeda batting .258 in 26 games. And the pitch is low. Angel, one of the guys that would have seen Yhoiker Fajardo early in the season when Fajardo pitched in that opening week series at Peoria back in April. That was the series that Cepeda got hurt, but Angel was in the lineup the first couple days. He saw Fajardo. 3-1 is chased at and missed, and that is going to be strike 3. So Fajardo with 4 Ks through an inning and 2/3. It's up to Matt Hallback, which is really probably where the Cubs can try and do some damage with the lineup as it currently sits. Matt Hallback hitting 7th. That almost sounds like a cheat code with the way he's hitting the ball. He has been hot lately. .348 over his last 5. Hallback swings and misses. He was very good last week, right?
Yeah, a run producer in just about every game against Cedar Rapids. A couple home runs against Peoria very early this year.
And the 0-1 checked at. No appeal. It's 1-1 on Matt. Matt continues to really take his batting stance to new levels in terms of how not only composed it looks, but almost nonchalant, and that's a compliment for sure. He holds that left leg wide open, the bat in front of his chest, then he brings it up to his shoulder and swings and misses. It's a wide open stance for Hallback where his left foot is standing at the back chalk of the right-handed batter's box. That heel is literally on the chalk. The 1-2. Hallback swings and misses, strike 3, and what an inning from Yhoiker Fajardo. One of the Cardinals' top pitching prospects, looking like it so far. He's got 5 Ks through 2 innings. The walk is only blemish. 2-0 as the Cubs trail, going to the 3rd on Sports Radio WSBT. South Bend Cubs baseball is presented by Pegs, located in the heart of downtown South Bend on Michigan Street. Eat your meals where the South Bend Cubs do and see their menu at pegsouthbend.com. Ethan Flanagan, he has struck out a man to end each of his innings today, but has given up an extra base hit in each. Cameron Nickens leads off and goes after a changeup for strike 1. It was a first inning triple by Josh Cross. He then came in on a wild pitch and then a solo homer in the second by Ian Petrutz that has us where we are. 0-1 delivery, big cut and a miss. It's 0-2. We saw plenty of Cameron Nickens back in June when the Cubs hosted the Chiefs, and this guy is a free swinger, ton of power, but he takes some big hacks. A couple changeups first to him, and now on the 0-2, this one is low, deflecting off of the catcher Stransky to the backstop for ball 1. Chiefs 2, Cubs nothing, bases clear. Here's the set and the pitch. Up and away for a ball. It's 2-2. Nickens batting .215 in 35 games. He has 2 home runs and 14 RBIs. Long blonde hair flows out the back of his red helmet. The 2-2. Chased at and missed, strike 3. Changeup got him low. That change has without a doubt been the best pitch for Flanagan so far tonight. He has gotten each of his strikeouts on that change. This one presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. And back to the top of the order with Ty Pete. DHing tonight for Peoria. The lefty will cut and miss. Ty has changed his batting stance since the last time we saw him. That kind of sounds like a random thought for sure, but on opening week in Peoria, his batting stance, you knew exactly who he was trying to be like. As a check swing, a foul ball is going to be hit to the backstop. And it's 0-2. His batting stance was literally carbon copied from Ken Griffey Jr. Elbows pointing out, bat twirling in a circle, straight up in the box. He's no longer doing that anymore. The bat is above his left shoulder. The elbow's not pointing. They'll look at a breaking ball outside, and it's 1-2. And obviously, you know it when you see it, but asked Larry Larson, the great voice of the Chiefs, and said, hey, does he model himself off of Ken Griffey? And the answer was yes. The 1-2. Just low for a ball. It's 2-2. Ty Pete has often been injured this season. He hit the injured list on May 13th, came back on May 20th, but then went back on the IL 2 days later. He was out until July 7th as he slaps this one foul to the left. And we'll do it again. Ty Pete, another guy that the Cardinals have in their system that came over in a trade. St. Louis has been wheeling and dealing lately. Ty Pete came over from the Mariners. He was playing in the Northwest League at the time the Cardinals got him. Here's the 2-2. Just outside. Fastball did not miss by much. That's a good pitch by Flanagan. Pete was traded for Brendan Donovan. It was a package coming back to St. Louis. Here's the payoff. This time, this one is going to be hit foul to the right. Into the Cub bullpen, J.C. Bonilla, the Cub assistant pitching coach. Congrats to J.C., who got engaged over the All-Star break. He said he was not nervous. That's a lot. Congrats to J.C., great guy. And here is another payoff. Swing and a miss, and he got him on some high heat. 3 straight strikeouts by Flanagan, and here comes Ethan. Since the homer by Petruzzi, he has struck out the next 3 that have come up. The last 2 have gone down swinging. Strikeout presented by United Federal Credit Union. And also, it's your Hoosier Lottery strikeout. A couple lucky sections here at Four Winds Field. Win a free Cash 5 coupon from the Hoosier Lottery. Here comes Flanagan a little bit. Good response with the Cubs down 2-0. And he'll work to another lefty in Gervich, who moves away from an inside fastball. 93 miles per hour. 1-0. And here's the pitch. Hit in the air to left center by Gervich. Kepley is in the left center field gap. He's going to call off Escobar on the warning track in left field. Kane Kepley made that catch. He might have covered a football field's length to get to the ball. And he called off Escobar literally on the warning track in left field in front of the fence. Center fielder is the captain of the outfield, and Kepley continues to display that. Much needed 1-2-3 inning for Flanagan. We're in the third, 2-0 Chiefs on WSBT. Michael Carrico about to take his first Four Winds Field at-bat. A reminder, visit the First Source Bank Performance Center. Take a few swings in the same batting cages used by your South Bend Cubs. For more information on clinics, camps, and more, visit FirstSourceBankPerformanceCenter.com. We'll get you a scoreboard update with Brady Gallo here shortly. Michael Carrico stands in and takes a strike in his Four Winds Field debut. Over to you, Brady.
Thank you, BK. Due to some bad air quality and some rain in the Great Lakes area, only 2 other Midwest Leagues games taking place tonight.
Ground ball hit foul by Carrico. It's 0-2.
We'll start in Cedar Rapids with the Colonels and the Sky Carp. The Colonels have a 1-0 lead there. The Timber Rattlers just fell behind 1-0 against the Quad Cities River Bandits. I'll let you call the pitch, BK.
Thank you. 0-2 to Carrico is going to be in there for called strike 3. Bit of a delayed strike 3 call on that last one, but Carrico's called out on strikes. Both starters looking pretty good. Flanagan has sent down 4 in a row since giving up the homer to Petrutz. Fajardo's been great all game. It's his 4th consecutive strikeout. 2-0 Chiefs. It's Stransky coming up, Brady.
And the Cubs org at the low A level, the Kannapolis Cannonballers have a 3-0 lead over the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. The Montgomery Biscuits and Smokies 0-0.
Stransky will check his swing. No swing, says the base umpire, and it's 1-0.
Cubs yet to start. They will square off against the Memphis Redbirds, slated for an 8:05 Eastern Standard Time start.
Thanks, Brady. Here's the 1-0, and it's called a strike.
And finally at the Major League level, 8:05 start there. Cubs against the Twins.
Cubs Twins. Joe Ryan not pitching against the Cubs this time. Justin Stransky hammers one down the left field line. This ball is going to bang off the wall. The left fielder, Petrutz, tried to dive for it, couldn't come up with it. Justin Stransky's playing the Peoria Chiefs. Everybody's got to keep in mind because he is the
Peoria Punisher.
Thank you very much.
There it is again. A little hooking shot. Didn't get all of it, but put it in the perfect spot down that left field line. Double. The Cubs have something going in the 3rd.
Batting .316 in 6 prior games against the Chiefs. This guy has torn up Peoria pitching all year long, including in his Midwest League debut. He launched his first pro homer at a 5 RBI game. Here's Olivo as the Cubs trail 2-0. They've got their first hit. More on the double after this pitch from Fajardo. Olivo will look at a ball. Doubles for the Cubs. And Justin Stransky brought to you by the Ironworkers Local 292. So the Cub catcher is on, marks the end of 6 in a row sent down by Fajardo, 5 of them being strikeouts. The 1-0. Olivo takes a strike on the outside edge. So in comparison to Stransky, Olivo certainly he's had his struggles with the Chiefs. Christian on the season, 1 for 32 versus Peoria. But he's a guy that has done some good work, as Tyler talked about, in the leadoff spot since being inserted there last week. The 1-1. Low in the dirt. 2-1 as Cross gets a new baseball to toss back to Fajardo. Sixteenth appearance of the year for Fajardo. 14th start. Obviously his 4th start against South Bend. Fajardo knows the Cubs well. Cubs know him well. The 2-1. A high fastball is hit foul back behind the plate. And it's 2-2. Cubs certainly got to Fajardo the last time he threw in this ballpark, June 9th. 4 runs allowed, 2 home runs surrendered as well. One to Cole Mathis, who is now a New York Mets farmhand after the Cubs acquired David Peterson from the Mets in exchange for Cole. Kane Kepley also homered off of Fajardo on that June 9th day. And Kane's on deck. The 19-year-old right-hander looks back at second. The 2-2. Olivo hits a blooper to center. It's a base hit falling in front of Nickens. Station to station for Stransky. He will go to 3rd. There is a much-needed base hit for Olivo against these Chiefs. Runners will be at the corners for Kepley. And another homer for Kane off of Fajardo could give the Cubs the lead.
The one he hit against him the first time, a 3-run shot just like this, and I believe that was in the 3rd inning. I'll double check it for you here. Flip back in the book. 2nd inning. Both the Mathis and the Kepley home runs were 2nd inning, but close enough. Pretty similar spot pitch count wise.
Yeah. Well, Cubs could just use a base hit to get on the board. They trail 2-0. They've got a man at 3rd. Kepley looks at a strike. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, Chiefs 2, Cubs nothing. Olivo leads at first. He's held by Gervich. Stransky over at 3rd. A fastball to Kepley is a strike call, and it's 0-2. Start of a 9-game homestand for the Cubs. 7:05 start time tomorrow, 2:05 Sunday. And we'll pick it back up on Tuesday against Wisconsin. 0-2 now. Little looper, left field line. Coming in is Petrutz. He'll make the catch. Stransky's tagging from 3rd. He wants the plate. He'll get there in time. Justin Stransky always runs well for his position. He scores on the sacrifice fly. Kane Kepley's 45th RBI. It will cut the deficit in half. The Cubs are on the board for the first time in the series, and it's 2-1. Pretty good throw after all, but again, Stransky just with the hustle.
Man, good spot to throw from. You've got the line right there to give you a little bit of a reference point, too, for Ian Petrutz. Shallow left field, but Stransky's speed too much. Good aggressive send to get the Cubs on the board, and now Josiah Hartshorn, who sure did plenty of damage his first time around against Peoria.
10 for 21 with 4 homers. Batting left-handed, the tying runs at first. Pickoff throw, and Olivo is back safely. Gervich maybe unexpectedly caught that pickoff throw. He seemed a little shocked that Fajardo threw over. Kind of a defensive catch. No tag applied on Olivo, who leads. Takes a jump, stealing second. The pitch is inside. Throw to second, not nearly in time. Olivo had that bag stolen from the moment he took off. Stolen bases for the Cubs, brought to you by Jets Pizza. 15th of the year for Christian. And now if you're Josiah Hartshorn with 2 outs, the approach has got to be base hit. South Bend can tie the game with a knock right here, with plenty of hitting room in right center. Look at all of that green grass in the gap for Hartshorn. The pitch. How about a base hit to center instead? Olivo heads to third. He's being waved home. The throw to the third baseline won't be in time. Olivo scores. Throw to second now. Won't be in time. It gets away. Cubs tie the game. Base hit Josiah Hartshorn. He's got 42 RBIs in just 41 Midwest League games.
Nice swing. Just use the big part of the yard. Keep the head down on the ball. Slice it out there. No doubt Olivo would get in from second, and Hartshorn with some good base running on the back end of it. They could have had him with a hold on to the ball there with the tag as he slid into there to second base, but kicks away. Cubs will take it. Now a chance to single again for Escobar and go up 3-2. Boy, that ball was in there for a while, but popped out at the last moment on Flores.
Cubs have tied the game, 2 each. And really, you know, the big rally off of Fajardo, who is now being talked to by the catcher Cross, kind of came out of nowhere. You know, Justin Stransky 1-out double. Cubs getting some productivity from the bottom of their order. Fajardo at the time of that double had struck out 4 Cubs in a row. He had 6 Ks through his first 8 faced in this game. But since those 4 straight strikeouts, the Cubs have rattled off a double, a single, the sac fly, and now the RBI hit by Hartshorn. Olivo also stole second base in the middle of that. So 2-2, and now Jose Escobar trying to give the Cubs the lead. He has been oh so good since coming up from Myrtle Beach. Here's the pitch on the way. It's low for a ball to the lefty. Escobar grounded out his first time. Comes in with base hits in 15 of his last 17. Hartshorn leading up the middle. The shortstop Flores in his pocket. Fajardo looks and fires. Chopper to second into center. Somehow got past Flores. Hartshorn coming home. RBI single. Escobar 3-2. Boy, Flores, he looked to reach to his left. Not sure how he didn't bring that in. That was a one bouncer back to the middle behind the bag at second. Obviously hit hard by Jose, 100 miles per hour off the bat. But one that just grazed past Flores. Cubs lead. And now it's Snell. Rally continues. And keep in mind, this inning started with a strikeout. We'll see how that's scored. Here is Snell dribbling a ball foul. They give it the base hit single. A double and 3 singles plus the sac fly for the Cubs. And now how nice of a story would this be if Cade Snell can pick up a base hit in his first game off of the injured list. Righty to lefty, Snell, the former Alabama man. Swings and bounces the ball right side in the hole. Fielding is the second baseman, Encarnacion, flipping to Gervich in time, and that will conclude the inning. But a great inning for the Cubs. They get 3 on 4 base hits plus the sac fly, taking their first lead of the series. It's 3-2 going to the 4th inning next. Tyler's got the call on Sports Radio WSBT.
Chiefs 2, top of the 4th inning in this series opener. Start of the 9-game homestand at Four Winds Field. Welcome back in with Brendan King. I'm Tyler Reedy, and BK, we just saw the Cubs put together heck of a rally to give Ethan Flanagan his first lead of the night.
Absolutely, and again, a rally that kind of came out of nowhere with how Fajardo was throwing the baseball, but that's what you got to do. That's what great teams do. That's what champions do, and the Cubs are trying to work on that, obviously, end this season with the title.
So Flanagan, who has struck out 4 and comes off a 1-2-3 inning, gets a check swing and a miss from catcher Josh Cross to open up the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Peoria. It's Cross, the switch hitter, then Flores and Suarez, a couple of right-handed bats. And now the lefty's 0-1. Breaking ball drops just above the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cross. A triple to deepest left center field for Cross's first time up, on a ball that may have actually been a home run above the yellow line out there. Tough to tell. The 1-1. Fastball stays high. It's 2-1. Cross came around to score anyway in that first inning after the triple, giving the Cubs the early deficit. Peoria the 1-0 lead. Now 3-2 South Bend. 2-1 pitch. Drops right down the heart. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ethan Flanagan making just his 4th start of the season. He has pitched really well his last 3 times out in long relief. 2-2. Cross waits on it and serves it out of play, foul right side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flanagan threw 65 pitches in his last outing. Here comes number 54 tonight. It's a big breaking ball that just misses up and inside. Nearly came down in there for strike 3, but no call from Patrick Good, the home plate umpire. Full count. Flanagan has not walked a man yet. His payoff to Cross. In there for strike 3 called. Fastball grazes the inside corner. And on the lane call from home plate umpire Patrick Good, Flanagan has another paint the corner moment. His 5th strikeout, 3rd one looking. Paint the corner moment presented by 5-Star Painting, the pros delivering big league precision and a 5-star finish for your home, because if your walls could talk, they'd ask for 5-Star Painting. And that is going to do it for Flanagan here in the 4th. So Daniel Wazinger lets him record the 7-pitch strikeout of Cross. And that brings him to 55 pitches on the night. South Bend goes to the bullpen, and Luis Rajano, the right-hander, when we come back. Jalen Flores, the cleanup man, due up for Peoria on Sports Radio WSBT. No Costa families join the movement at rosieplace.org. Second-year South Bend Cub right-hander Luis Rajano takes over with 1 out and the bases clear in the 4th. Ethan Flanagan, the starting pitcher, is through with 5 strikeouts in 3 innings and a third. 2 runs allowed on 2 extra base hits. No walks for Flanagan. He won't qualify for the win. It'll be a no decision no matter what for Flanagan. First pitch from Rajano. And Jalen Flores goes after a nasty slider down and away for strike 1. Right on right matchup to start for Rajano. Makes his 22nd total appearance this year. 4th one with South Bend. The 0-1. Another breaking ball. This time it misses up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rajano began the year with Double-A Knoxville after spending the vast majority of last season in High A. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Well thrown. And it's 1-2. Rajano with Knoxville until the end of May. And then he transitioned to the Arizona Complex League for about 3 weeks. And now up in South Bend as he gets a swing and miss. Strike three on a ball in the dirt. Jalen Flores goes after that slider again. And Rajano has a nice start to his relief performance. A 4-pitch strikeout in which he overmatched Flores. United Federal Credit Union strikeout, the 6th one for the Cubs. Thanks again to United FCU. $5 more to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana for all Cubs strikeouts. 2 gone, bases empty. Here's the right fielder, Jose Suarez. And the first pitch right on right. Down in the middle. Fastball for strike 1. Cub pitching has struck out 5 of the last 6. Flanagan and now Rajano. With South Bend in front, 3-2 in the 4th. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball just dips beneath the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Luis Rajano has back-to-back scoreless appearances, back-to-back hitless appearances. And they've both been perfect outings, too. No walks. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Suarez behind 1-2 on a pitch low. Rajano earned the win his last time out in the Thursday game at Cedar Rapids with 2 perfect innings. He struck out 2. And one turned out to be a lopsided 9-1 Cubs win. 1-2 on its way. Line drive over Olivo, the second baseman, softly into right center field. Kepley cuts it off. Suarez content with a single. And he's got the Chiefs' 3rd hit of the ball game. 2-out base runner here in the 4th. Brings up Michael Detallo, the 3rd baseman. Fly out to left field for him back in the 2nd. Detallo, a 9th-round pick out of Dallas Baptist University last year. First pitch right on right, misses low and away for ball 1. And Detallo, fairly new as a Peoria Chief. Came up from Single A Palm Beach in the Florida State League in the final half of June. Here's the 1-0. Misses low from Rajano. 2 balls and no strikes. And Detallo had himself a heck of a series going into the All-Star break at Quad Cities. Back-to-back 2-hit performances in the middle part of the week. And then on Saturday night, a game-winning home run, 3-run shot in the 9th. 2-0 pitch. Inside corner, slider for a strike call. It's 2-1. In that Saturday game, Detallo's last game played before this one, Peoria was down 6-0 through 2 innings against the Bandits and came all the way back to win 9-8. 2-1 delivery. This is low in the dirt. Back to the breaking ball for Rajano. And it's a 3-1 count. Cubs are the first team out of their bullpen tonight. Ethan Flanagan, the starter, with 3 innings and a third of 2-run ball. No walks, though. 5 strikeouts. As the Chiefs scored in each of the first 2 innings, Cubs got 3 in the third. The 3-1 sprayed foul off to the right. Full count, and so Suarez will take off from first with 2 outs. A 3-2 lead for the Cubs in this opener of a 3-game series. Start of a 9-game homestand at Four Winds Field. Payoff coming. And a cue shot foul off of Stransky behind the plate. Detallo barely touched that breaking ball. But he'll see a 7th pitch in the at-bat. Suarez returns to first after taking off. Rajano ready at the belt. Another 3-2. Fastball just misses below the knees. And it is ball forward to Detallo. And the Chiefs have put 2 aboard with 2 out. A single and a walk from Suarez and Detallo. Tying run moves into scoring position for Ian Pertutz, the left fielder. A homer his first time up. First pitch to Pertutz, right on left. And he leaves a breaking ball down in the dirt. Ball 1. That was a hooking lefty on lefty solo shot by Petrutz in the second inning. Hammered off of Flanagan down the right field line. Took a high breaking ball and jumped all over it. The 1-0. Petrutz waves and misses through a fastball. Rajano put a little extra on it, and then the back pick throw to second base gets away from Cepeda. No harm, no foul though, as it stays on the infield dirt. Suarez can't advance from second base. Stransky had the right idea there. His feed came in just a bit high though, so no chance for Cepeda to reel it in, let alone put the tag down. Stransky will need a moment to recalibrate his mask after ripping that off to make the throw down. 1-1 count on Petrutz. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 3-2 Cubs, top of the 4th. Peoria hitting the 1-1. Inside, fastball at the belt. And it is 2-1. Entire infield in the shade now. The sunshine that is present isn't very strong with the hazy cloud cover. There's a slider down and inside from Rajano. Late appeal to the base umpire, Rodriguez Garcia. He says no swing. And it's 3-1 on Petrutz. His final out of the 4th inning. And it's been a tricky one to get for the Cubs. On the 3-1. Petrutz breaks his bat, hops it up shallow right center field. Tough play, Olivo and Kepley. It falls for a base hit and ties the game. Kepley's throw goes toward third. Cepeda, the cutoff man, redirects it. And that allows the hitter Petrutz to move into second base. And the Chiefs have evened the score at 3-3. Suarez in from second. Italo goes to third on the bloop shot. And we've got a tie game once again with 2 outs in the 4th. A big 2-out rally after back-to-back strikeouts open the inning for the Peoria offense. And Petrutz has driven in 2 of the 3 Chief runs. See if they give Petrutz a single or a double on that play. It will be a double for Petrutz, as he was headed for second base regardless of the outcome of that Kepley throw-in. So 2 extra base hits to start the series for Ian Petrutz. And all of a sudden the Chiefs have 2 in scoring position with the game now tied at 3. And 2 outs for Aniello Encarnacion. Henry Hack, the South Bend pitching coach, just made his first visit of the homestand. Let's see if Rajano can attack this 3rd out. First pitch right on right. Encarnacion leaves a breaker in the dirt, ball 1. Again, the Cubs, before this Peoria rally started, had struck out 5 of 6 between Flanagan and Rajano. And now a single, a walk, and an RBI double, all with 2 outs. The 1-0. Slider, wave and a miss. Rajano has located that pitch so far tonight and has been unhittable, as it normally can be. 1-1 count on Encarnacion. Italo at third, Petrutz at second. Game tied at 3. Both teams have 4 hits. The 1-1. Another breaking ball rolled foul well outside of third and into the back door of the Chiefs dugout. 1-2. Yellow Encarnacion, a 3rd-year Chief at the plate. 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rajano set with another one on 2 strikes and 2 outs. He delivers, and Encarnacion tips it right back foul. Maurice challenged him with a fastball up and over the plate. Big green helicopter flies overhead. As Rajano readies for another pitch. He lets it go. And Encarnacion flicks it to shallow center for a base hit. It scores at least one. Petrucci around third. Kepley lobs it into second. And the Chiefs have answered the Cubs with a 3-run inning of their own. Peoria takes the lead 5-3 with 4 consecutive 2-out hitters reaching. Petrucci with an RBI double. Now Encarnacion with a 2-run single. And it is back to a 2-run lead for the visitors. That was a very humble swing from Encarnacion. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get much of that breaking ball down and outside as he went fishing for it. But reached it and just poked it out to center. Now Cameron Nickens swings and misses at the first pitch for a strike. So a runner at first with 2 gone. The Chiefs lead 5-3. And here's the bottom of the order again. 0-1 pitch from Rajano. Inside at the belt. 1-1 against Nickens, who struck out his first time out. Action picks up again in the Cubs bullpen. Right-hander Grayson Moore up and throwing. Here's the 1-1. Encarnacion goes from first. Pitch is low. Stransky's throw is high. Olivo just has to knock it down with a high jump and keep it from going deep into center field. Stolen base for Encarnacion is 12th. And another Chief has entered scoring position with the count 2-1 on Nickens. Two-one pitch, just outside. Didn't miss by much on a fastball. And the 9-hole man Nickens has gone ahead 3-1. He's got the jersey more than halfway unbuttoned. Cameron Nickens showing off a couple of the gold chains. Red undershirt on. 3-1 pitch is high, and Nickens has worked a walk. So make it 5 consecutive Chiefs, reaching safely against Rajano with 2 outs, and that's going to do it for Luis. So he was throwing it about as well as one could. And across his final 2 outings before the break. 3 consecutive perfect innings across his previous 2 outings. But here in the 4th, after an opening strikeout, the 3rd out of the inning has eluded him. Single, walk, RBI double, 2 RBI single, and another walk show him the door. Grayson Moore will have to bail out his fellow reliever with 2 aboard and 2 outs when we come back on Sports Radio WSBT. Takes over for Luis Rajano after Luis struck out his first man for out number 2 in the 4th inning. It was the starting pitcher Ethan Flanagan who started the inning with a strikeout. And Rajano struck out another, but 5 consecutive Chiefs reached against him. 3 runs have scored. And so now 2 Peoria men are aboard. And it's Grayson Moore. First pitch right on left. This is low to tie Pete, ball 1. Pete, the designated hitter at the top of the order, has gone 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. 5-3 Peoria, 2 outs, top of the 4th. The 1-0. Pete looks at the strike over the outside corner. 1-1 as Grayson Moore makes his 21st appearance of the year. 3.29 ERA, 3-2 record. He has pitched well. 26 strikeouts in 27 innings and a third. The 1-1. Low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Peoria's second time through the order. Seemed to give the Cubs a whole lot less swing and miss. That was a key early on for Flanagan with that changeup. They have laid off some tough pitches down. The 2-1. Line shot to right field. It hooks down for another base hit. Snell has to play it awkwardly on 2 bounces, flat-footed, so he can't make a throw home. Encarnacion scores from second. Nickens advances to third. And it just won't stop for Peoria. 6 consecutive men have reached with 2 outs, and it's now 6-3. RBI single for Ty Pete.
First baseman number 34, Janet Gervich.
And here's Jack Gervich, the 9th man to bat in the inning. First pitch right on left. Big looping breaker stays up for a ball. Gervich is 0 for 2. He hit it well his last time up. Flying out to just about straightaway left field at the warning track, but Kane Kepley ran all the way over to make the catch from center. 1-0. Fly it up and out of play, foul left side. 1 ball, 1 strike. All 4 of these runs have been charged to Luis Rojano. It's 6-3 Chiefs. The 1-1. Low and inside at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Peoria still has runners on the corners. Nickens at third, Pete at first. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. As Moore spins and fires back toward first. Ty Pete back in safely. 6 steals on his season. And here comes the 2-1. High and outside, and a balk call on Grayson Moore brings home another run. The base umpire, Nathaniel Rodriguez Garcia, makes the ruling, and Daniel Wazinger, the Cubs skipper, would like a word with him. A call made right as Moore was delivering the pitch. And it allows Nickens to score from third. Pete advances to second from first. Hard to tell. And if anything, it maybe would have been that slight rocking of his body, but that's a tight call to make. That's probably what Wazzy's thinking. There was nothing obvious there from the replay we just saw. Boy, maybe there's just a slight lean forward before he delivers the pitch. That must have been it. The call is the call, though, and it's now 7-3. Here's the 2-1. Foul back off of Stransky, 2-2. So the Chiefs have scored 5 in the inning. And they have gone ahead by 4 runs. 2-2 on its way. Late swing and a reaching hook shot foul down the first base side. Gervich actually might have been out in front there and looked late because of how much he had to slow the bat down. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moore trying to finally wrap up this top of the 4th. He pitches and misses high and outside. Full count. The catcher Josh Cross on deck. He struck out to start the inning. Rally didn't start until there were 2 outs and the bases empty. But the Chiefs have scored 5. 3-2 coming. Gervich lines it to left field for another base hit. Wave on at third. This is an aggressive send. Escobar's throw is cut off. And Hallback slings it into first. Unable to get Gervich, who has a base hit. Pete scores from second, and it is now 8-3 Peoria with a 6-run inning. This is an impressive run from the Chiefs offense, making it simply impossible for the Cubs to record this 3rd out. They have been sitting on that 3rd out for almost a full trip through the lineup card. Here's Josh Cross. He takes low and inside, ball 1. So Cross was the one to lead off this inning. And again, this inning started with back-to-back strikeouts. Ethan Flanagan got the first as the starting pitcher returning to work. The 1-0. Cross lifts it back foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. And then Luis Rojano took over out of the bullpen, struck out the next man. And you're thinking, all right, Luis has pitched well lately. Cubs are going to get out of this inning pretty quickly with the lead. No. Peoria has now reached with 7 consecutive hitters with 2 outs and scored 6 runs. 1-1 misses outside. It's 2-1. So it's an 8-3 score. Gurvich still at first. And Cross bats from the left side for the first time. And he takes the 2-1 low. 3 balls and a strike. 4 singles, a double, and 2 walks in this inning since the Cubs got to 2 outs. The 3-1. Cross spoils it back foul. High fastball. And it's a full count. Another chance for Cub pitching to just make that one pitch and get this inning done with. Down by 5. Here is the 3-2. Runner goes from first, and Cross fouls it off again. Cubs have seen plenty of this guy, Josh Cross. He's got big power. 16 home runs last year. Split between Palm Beach and Peoria. 11 with the Chiefs this season. 3-2, low and inside. He saw it all the way on a slider. And that's another walk to continue the inning. So now the Chiefs have not only batted around in the inning period, they have batted around since getting to 2 outs. Here comes Jalen Flores, who was the one to strike out against Rajano and get the Cubs to 2 outs with the bases empty. Just a tough start for the Cub bullpen, which, especially in the middle part of that series before the All-Star break at Cedar Rapids, was really sharp. Ethan Flanagan, of course, right in the middle of that. He was the starting pitcher tonight. And here we go, 2 Chiefs aboard again. Jalen Flores, the hitter. First pitch right on right. And Flores guides it to left center field for another base hit. Kepley picks it up and fires into third, and finally on the base pass, they'll have the 3rd out. Does the run score at home? I believe so. That was Gurvich coming in from second as Cross runs into the out at 3rd. Flores with the base hit, but no matter what, it's the end of the inning as Kepley throws out. Josh Cross trying to go first to 3rd. Hallback with the tag. We will wait to see for sure if it is 9-3 or 8-3, but regardless, a massive 4th inning for the Chiefs. Cubs have work to do on Sports Radio WSBT. No run to end that top of the 4th inning on the base hit from Jalen Flores, so it remains 8-3 Peoria, but the Cubs still in some trouble in the middle part of this ball game, no matter what. Needing to get on the horse quickly on offense as Angel Cepeda goes behind 0-2 with a swinging strike and a foul off. Yhoiker Fajardo, who had to sit for a long time in that top half of the 4th, goes back to work as the Peoria starter. 0-2 on Cepeda. And here comes the next pitch. Wave and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball down and outside. 3-pitch strikeout. The 7th K for Fajardo. And Fajardo is looking to accomplish what Cub pitching could not in the top half of the 4th inning. And that is record a shutout frame, shutdown frame. South Bend was rolling before Peoria unloaded in the top of the 4th. Cubs scored 3 runs to take the lead in the bottom of the 3rd as Matt Hallback fouls it away, strike 1. Hallback, a strikeout victim his first time out. And here's the 0-1. Well outside, called a strike anyway as Hallback checked the swing. 0-2. Yhoiker Fajardo, the 11th ranked Cardinals prospect, looking for back-to-back 3-pitch strikeouts, and on 0-2, it's a foul tip by Hallback at the plate. As we mentioned in the pregame, Fajardo has been up and down against the Cubs this year. Very good against South Bend in that April series in Peoria. not so much due to home runs here in June, as he nails the outside corner for strike 3, caught on Hallback. Back-to-back Ks to open the bottom of the 4th. Fajardo has 8 strikeouts now in 3 innings and 2/3. And here comes Michael Carrico. Well, this is exactly how the 6-run Peoria 4th inning started. First pitch to Carrico, right on left. A breaking ball up for ball 1. The Cubs struck out 2 in a row to open the inning, pitching with the lead. And then the Chiefs became unstoppable. 1-0 pitch. Carrico hits a check swing roller to first. Gervich loops around it, underhands to the pitcher, Fajardo covering it. And no such similar luck for the Cubs in their half. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Peoria still up 8-3, headed to the 5th on Sports Radio WSBT.
Number 44, Mason McGuire.
Top of the 5th inning, Cubs make another pitching change. A call to the bullpen presented by Rosie Place for Children. Rosie Place creates a world of yes for medically fragile children. Skilled nurses provide overnight stays, all at no cost to families. Join the movement at rosieplace.org. Welcome back from Philadelphia, Mason McGuire. Here's the first pitch to Jose Suarez, right on right. Foul back for strike 1. McGuire, along with Josiah Hartshorn, his first baseman, took part in the MLB All-Star Futures game back on Sunday afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. And the 0-1. Popped a mile up in the air down the right field line. Snell has a long run. He's over the line, foul territory. He makes the catch before climbing the bullpen mound. 1 away. Nicely done, Cade Snell. Good start for McGuire on 2 pitches. He retires Suarez. Cade Snell had full trust in where he was going. Never looked down from that baseball as he tracked it up in the hazy evening sky. Everything's been just a little bit darker these last 2 days with the Canadian wildfire smoke in the area as McGuire misses high to Michael DeTalo, ball 1. DeTalo is 0 for 1. He was a part of that 6-run top of the 4th inning, walking and coming around to score. As the Chiefs lead 8-3, the 1-0. Hits the outer edge, called a strike. This game has swung back and forth. Peoria scored a run in both the first and the second. Then the Cubs got 3 in the third to pull in front. Peoria, though, with 6 in the top of the 4th, and there's your difference. The 1-1. Low one outside. McGuire tries his fastball. It's 2-1. Couple of helicopters keep flying overhead. As McGuire looks over that dark brown glove and deals his 2-1. Broken back ground ball off the end to second. Olivo to his left makes the play to Hartshorn. 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th as DeTalo's retired for a second time.
Left fielder number 3.
Mason McGuire making his 17th total appearance. 10 starts, 7 in relief between Myrtle Beach and South Bend. He was a Pelican until the end of May. This is his 7th appearance with South Bend. First one in a while not in the rotation, as he'll face Ian Petrutz, the left-hand hitting left fielder. And here's the first pitch. Another broken bat. Soft pop-up, shallow center field. Cepeda and Olivo. What a catch by Christian Olivo. Backhand layout from second base into shallow center field. He came out of nowhere to take away a base hit from Ian Petrutz. Would have been his 3rd of the game. Instead, Olivo flashes the leather and finishes off a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning. Outstanding effort. And on we go to the bottom of the 5th on Sports Radio WSBT.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for your South Bend Cubs.
8-3 Peoria, bottom of the 5th inning from Four Winds Field. It's turned into a nice Friday evening as Justin Stransky leads off and takes on the inside corner for a strike against Yhoiker Fajardo. He looks to get through 5 innings and qualify for the win. He has given up 3 runs. as he works quickly into his 0-1 and misses high and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stransky got the only Cub rally started tonight back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1. He waves out in front and misses 1 and 2. 1 out double down the left field line that helped the Cubs eventually score 3 runs and at the time take a 3-2 lead. The 1-2. Stransky tips it back foul. That 3-2 lead did not hold up for very long. Peoria with 6 runs in the top of the 4th, and the Cubs are staring up at that now, behind 8-3 on the scoreboard. And game 1 of this 3-game set. Another 1-2. Stransky with a quick swing and a high and inside fastball, pops it up foul territory left side, and that finds the seats. Takes a big bounce. A couple fans drop it on the ricochet, and it's still 1-2. Great crowd on hand here, as we typically get on Friday nights. Fireworks to come later on. We'll have 3 fireworks shows on the homestand. 1-2 pitch. Wave and a miss. Stransky out in front of a breaking ball. Thrown well by Fajardo for his 9th strikeout. And 4 innings in a 3rd.
Now batting second baseman number 5, Christian.
So that completes the 2nd time through the order for the Cubs. Christian Olivo will be the hitter after his fantastic defensive play in the top of the inning. He takes a strike from Fajardo. Olivo at the plate tonight is 1 for 2. He singled, stole second, and came around to score in the 3rd. 0-1 on the way. Olivo nearly swings out of the batting helmet on a pitch low, 0-2. Next pitch, high chopper to the right side. Second baseman on yellow, Encarnacion. Gunslings it to first for the 2nd out. And Fajardo, since being given the 8-3 lead, has set down 5 in a row, with 3 strikeouts included.
Kane Kepley.
Olivo is 1 for 3. Here comes Kane Kepley. And Fajardo, you would think, might be out there for 1 inning longer. We'll see. The Chiefs do have action in their bullpen. First pitch to Kepley is in for a strike right on left. Fajardo's season high for pitch count is 85. He's about to throw his 70th tonight. Here's the 0-1. Pitch misses low and inside to Kepley. 1 ball and 1 strike, as we saw with Flanagan falling about 10-15 pitches short of his usual pitch count. Stavs might want to ease their starters back into the swing of things after the All-Star break, as Kepley swings and misses 1 and 2. Peoria does have another arm, not throwing right now, but standing on the bullpen mound with his hands on his hips. 1-2 pitch. Kepley reaches and slaps it away, foul to stay alive. Still 1 and 2. Eight to 3 Chiefs, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Another 1-2. Low and inside near the feet of Kepley. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kepley had himself a great day in the Cubs pre-All-Star break finale in Cedar Rapids. Had an RBI triple. Made a phenomenal throw to second base on a spinning play in left center, as he takes down in the zone. Strike 3 called on a hard fastball to end the 5th inning. And Yhoiker Fajardo has 10 Ks in 5 innings of 3-run ball. That is a new season high of 10 strikeouts for Fajardo, as his Chiefs keep the 8-3 lead headed to the 6th on Sports Radio WSBT. Mason McGuire back to work after a 1-2-3-7 pitch top of the 5th inning for the Cubs. They'll face on yellow Encarnacion. First pitch right on right. just outside. Fastball. 1-0 counts on Encarnacion. It's 8-9-1 due up for Peoria, which leads 8-3 thanks to a 6-run top of the 4th inning. 1-0 on the way. Wave and a miss. Fastball by him on the inner half for a strike. As mentioned before for Mason McGuire, this is a rare relief appearance. He has not worked in this capacity since his high A debut, the 1-1. Down in the zone, strike call again, 1-2. McGuire was excellent in that long relief high A debut. May 30th against Fort Wayne. 3 innings, no walks, no runs, 6 strikeouts. And now the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball right center field. Medium depth. Kepley there. And he makes the catch, trotting over for the first out. 4 up, 4 down for McGuire. Encarnacion is 1 for 3. Mason last pitch as the starter Tuesday night in Cedar Rapids. He led off the Cubs rotation in that series with good work. 4 innings, 1 run allowed. No decision as the Cubs went on to win 7-5 in 10. Here's Cameron Nickens, first pitch. Outside, right on right for ball 1. Nickens 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. And McGuire did not pitch against Peoria when the Chiefs were here in June. He was on the IL at that time. 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, called a strike, 1-1. Long set, McGuire bleeds the pitch clock as he likes to do, 1-1. This is low and outside, 2-1, so finally an opportunity for Mason to pitch against the organization his dad certainly made a lot of headlines for. Big Mackland still out there in left field at Busch Stadium, the home of the Cardinals. 2-1 pitch, foul back, 2-2. Mason trying to set down 5 in a row as he deals his 2-2. Nickens sprays it off foul, off the top of the netting down the right side. Mason pitched a third of an inning. The Futures game back on Sunday. It was the American League who won that contest, just like in the All-Star game on Tuesday night. It was a 6-1 final in the Futures game. As McGuire deals again on 2-2. Nickens takes just outside, close fastball. And a full count against the Peoria center fielder. And now the 3-2. Barrel shot down the left field line, foul off into the Peoria bullpen as that rackets off the metal bench. Still 3-2 against Nickens. .220 home runs in 545 St. Louis Cardinal games for Mason McGuire's father, Mark. 3-2, wave and a foul tip, held on to by Stransky. Breaking ball for a strikeout, the first one for Mason McGuire. Thanks again to United FCU, who donates $5 for the strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. 5 up, 5 down. McGuire looking good, even though it was a bit of a shorter all-star break for both he and Hartshorn. First pitch to Ty Pete, right on left. In there for a strike down in the zone. Chiefs begin their 4 trip through the order with Pete, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored. Oh, 1 on its way. Sent back foul, 0-2. Mason McGuire throwing a ton of strikes. And as always, that delivery and his mound presence as under control as anybody you will see at the high A level. He knows what he wants to do up there. 0-2 on the way. Ground ball softly hit on 2 hops to second. Olivo right there. Another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down for Mason McGuire. He's doing what he can to keep the Cubs within a somewhat of a striking distance. They've got 12 outs to play with, down by 5 on Sports Radio WSBT. Their bullpen up 8-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's right-hander Dylan Dreesen making his Peoria debut here at Four Winds Field tonight. He'll face the teeth of the Cubs order, Josiah Hartshorn and Jose Escobar. And Cade Snell. 3 guys batting from the left side against the right-hander Dreesen. First pitch right on left. Inside, ball 1. So that's it for Yhoiker Fajardo, the starter for Peoria. He was excellent, especially in the strikeout game. 10 Ks a season high in 5 innings of 3-run ball for Fajardo. He's in line for the win. 1-0 pitch is low and inside, 2 balls, no strikes. And Dylan Dreesen, debuting right-hander, has a much different look than what Fajardo gave. Dreesen operates from the third base side of the rubber and starts with a very closed pitching stance. Ground ball to second base and a throw in the dirt gets away from Gervich as Encarnacion had to try and make a tough play arranging to his right on a slide. He bounced the throw into Gervich. It got away from him. And so Hartshorn safe at first. We'll see how that's scored. Give Josiah a single on that. That was a tough play from the start for Encarnacion. If it is a base hit, it would be the second for Hartshorn. And no matter what, it brings up Jose Escobar, the left fielder. No, an error. Interesting. First pitch to Escobar in for a strike. Escobar 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Gave the Cubs a 3-2 lead back in the third. And now the 0-1. Escobar waves and misses. High fastball, 0-2. This right-hander Dylan Dreesen was an 18th round pick out of South Dakota State University last year. Originally from Omaha, Nebraska. 0-2 pitch. Escobar chops it to first. Leaping play Gervich. A dart to second for 1. And the throw to first in time for 2. That goes 3-6-3. Gervich, the first baseman, on both ends of it. Jalen Flores, the shortstop, handles the relay at second. And it's a double play to empty the bases for Cade Snell.
Now batting right field number 7, Cade Snell.
And a smart play by Jalen Flores, the shortstop at second, hanging onto that ball. An extra shuffle of the feet or two to make sure that Gervich could get back into position and cover the bag at first, knowing he had time. First pitch to Snell, right on left, soft ground ball to second base. Encarnacion there. He does not make an error this time, throwing on the run. And quickly, it's a face of the minimum for Dylan Dreesen in his Midwest League debut inning. A 7-pitch scoreless bottom of the 6th. Chiefs still lead 8-3 on Sports Radio WSBT.
Well, an up and down first game following the All-Star break for the Cubs so far. Still time. We're heading to the 7th inning. That's Tyler. I'm Brendan. 8-3 your score. Mason McGuire, as you said, keeping the Cubs in the game.
Yeah, he's doing what he can. 2 scoreless innings so far, but it just comes down to getting, or in the Cubs' case, not getting that third out in the 4th inning. That's been the entire ballgame.
Yeah, if you're just joining in, a weird 4th where the Chiefs got 6 runs following the first 2 outs of the inning being K's. Ethan Flanagan picked up the first, Luis Rojano the second. Uncomfortable swing by Jack Gervich going after the first pitch of the 7th, and it's 0-1. With Tyler, I'm Brendan again. Brady Gallo with us. Matt Embry, our studio producer. Thanks for tagging along. 1st to 3 this weekend against the Chiefs. Then the Cubs welcome in Wisconsin for 6 on Tuesday. On the 0-1, Gervich lets it go by inside, and it's 1-1. We will have the Cubby Corner coming up on Monday night here on Sports Radio WSBT. 7 o'clock Monday after no show over the All-Star break. Here's a big chop hit to second. Olivo came in, then darted out. He'll make the play, tossing to first. A little inaccurate getting it to Hartshorn, but Josiah stayed on the bat. One away in the 7th. It has been exclusively perfect work for Mason McGuire. Here is Cross, the switch-hitting catcher. He'll bat left-handed. One of the two Chiefs that got a pair of plate appearances in that 4th inning. He struck out to start the frame and then walked later in the inning. 3-quarter cut and a miss at the first pitch by McGuire. Still a little hazy off in the distance, but right above the yard. Plenty of blue sky. It turned into a great night. Comfortable after it was really a steamer this morning. Cooled down after the rain passed through. The 0-1 in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1-1. Ball and a strike on Josh Cross, the pitch. Banged on the ground, foul pass first toward the Cub bullpen. Kenton Egbert tried to make the kick save, scooted past the right foot. Wind has died down a little bit as well. It was breezing out to begin the game. Cubs trailing 8-3 here in the 7th. The Cubs did lead 3-2, heading to that big 4th inning by Peoria. Strong right-hander Mason McGuire with a 1-2. And this is going to stay down for ball 2. As Tyler talked about, Mason's last game that he pitched in, South Bend Cubs or not, was the Futures game. 2-2. And here's the pitch on the way. High pop fly out to shallow right. Cade Snell's been pretty busy in his return from the injured list. He's got a read on it and makes the one-hand squeeze for the second out. I appreciate Cade Snell as a ball player and a human being always, but what Cade did while he was injured to stay sharp in the outfield was as impressive as anybody I've watched. Now, be it was pretty unusual for Cade, who stayed in South Bend for the 6 weeks that he was hurt. Usually if a guy is out that long, he'll go back to Arizona, to the Cubs complex to rehab there. Pop fly foul to the right by Flores. Well, Cade Snell wanted to stick along. Him and his wife have really made a home in South Bend since August, since Cade made his pro debut with the Cubs after being drafted last year. Well, Snell chose to stay here in South Bend. He's a roommate with Kane Kepley. Those guys are almost inseparable. Oh, ball, no balls in a strike. McGuire pumps the zone with a fastball. It's 0-2. Well, every single day, whether he could catch a ball or not, Cade Snell stood in the outfield during batting practice just to read fly balls. He would not obviously catch them, but he would stand there and get a sense to stay sharp mentally. On the 0-2, it's flicked on a little blooper to center, base knock Flores. His second straight plate appearance with a hit. He's 2 for 4. Well, and then Cade, he decided he wanted to start catching the ball, but he still was unable to do so with his right hand, which is his main catching hand. He started putting a glove on his left hand and catching little pop flies that way. And I said, hey, you might have to be a switch thrower. And he said, maybe. But then eventually he was able to put the glove back on after he got the cast off. That guy is a 10 out of 10 human, and glad he is back in town. But, you know, there are different ways to stay sharp mentally and physically, and he chose to do it that way, and he stayed here. Here's a swing and a miss at a ball low by Suarez, and it's 0-1.
I definitely think talking about him staying here versus going out to Arizona, where the Cubs were at as a team, was definitely a big factor in that. I think there was an understanding that, hey, South Bend's got a good culture going right now. Let's keep that intact. Cade was here last year when the Cubs did all of their winning in the second half. Keep him around.
Ball outside, yeah, no doubt. It's 1-1. Yeah, he got to be here for the clincher. Obviously didn't play in the first half clincher, but he sure celebrated. And deservedly so. 8-3 the Cubs trail in the 7th inning. The pitch by McGuire, bounced over to second. Olivo again. This time takes a second to compose himself, tosses to first to end the frame. Time to stretch. The Cubs need a whole bunch. 8-3 they trail in the 7th on Sports Radio WSBT. For more than 35 years, the Hoosier Lottery has given back more than $8.1 billion to the state of Indiana. Learn more at HoosierLottery.com, and please play responsibly. Cubs with work to do. They'll go against a new Peoria arm, right-hander Nate Dome, who is usually a starter. We have seen Nate Dome plenty of times now with the Chiefs since he was traded from the New York Mets to the St. Louis Cardinals. He pumps the zone with a fastball strike to Angel Cepeda. But this is a late inning bullpen appearance for Nate Dome, who again typically is a starting pitcher. He is a hard thrower on the 0-1. It's a slider that is swung through and missed by Cepeda, who has struck out both times. Cubs have K'd 10 times in the game. All 10 belong to the starter, Fajardo. And here is the 0-2. Cepeda takes strike 3 call. Dome K's his first man. 23-year-old, born in Geneva, Illinois. That's right around where the Kane County Cougars, former Midwest League team, plays. Dome played his college ball at Mississippi State, drafted in the 3rd round by the Mets in 2024. And he was sent to the Cardinals in the Ryan Helsley trade. Here's a fastball outside to Matt Hallback. 8-3 the Cubs trail, and they're running out of time. South Bend originally fell behind in this game 2-0 before taking a 3-2 lead after the 3rd inning. Hallback looks at a strike. It's 1-1, and then the difference is Tyler talked plenty about the 6-run 4th inning by Peoria, where they got all 6 and they got all their base runners with 2 outs in the frame. They sent 11 men to the plate in that 4th inning, scoring 6 times after the first 2 of the inning struck out. Breaking ball high to Hallback, 2-1. This is Dome's 15th appearance with the Chiefs. 11 have been starts. ERA at 7+, but he has been much better lately. The 2-1. Grounded foul. Dome had a disastrous month of May. 5 appearances in May. Gave up 27 runs over 12 innings. Responded with a very good month of June, where he had an ERA at 1.2. Here in July, he has also been nearly as good. The 2-2. Bouncer, foul, 3rd baseline.
Will Maricela Goodrich please report to guest services? Maricela Goodrich, please report to guest services.
South Bend with 4 hits in the game. They all came in the 3rd inning. A double and 3 singles. On the 2-2, Hallback laces a liner, foul into the Cub bullpen this time. He has sent a souvenir to each bullpen on a couple consecutive pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes on Matt Hallback. The pitch. Hit foul towards us. And back into the 3rd row. Hallback crouches the stance per usual. Dome agrees to a sign with a bright pair of teal cleats on. 2-2 is bounced in off the catcher. It's 3-2. Dome has got the gray pants wrapped around the knees. He's got the Cardinals old-style socks on with the stripes of red and navy and white. It's a red base sock with those stripes above the calf. And those very bright pair of teal shoes will be set for the payoff. Chopper to 3rd, left side. To his left is Dottolo. Crossfield throw is in time. 2 up, 2 down. We'll get you a scoreboard update with Brady Gallo in the 8th inning. Again, Brady will remind you 3 games postponed across the Midwest League due to air quality conditions / rain. West Michigan and Great Lakes not playing in Midland. Lansing not hosting Fort Wayne tonight, and no game between Dayton and Lake County. Lake County will be the next Cub road trip after this 9-game homestand. Cubs will return to Lake County, where they won the Midwest League Championship. First pitch was low to Carrico, and it's 1-0. Quad Cities, a 5-run fourth inning. They have opened up an 8-3 lead on Wisconsin in the fourth. The 1-0. The lefty Carrico looks at a ball high. Cubs will welcome in the Rattlers next week. It'll be the first time the Cubs and Rattlers see each other since the Cubs unloaded on Wisconsin back in May. A couple games where they scored 20-plus runs. Carrico takes a strike, 2-1. It'll be each of our first time seeing Wisconsin this year. The great Max Thoma was in Appleton back in May. Fastball is in there. It's 2-2. We might have to bring Thoma in next week. Two and two on Carrico. Base is clear. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Besides the third, the Cubs have really not done much at the dish tonight in the opener against Peoria. 8-3 it remains. Chiefs lead it, going to the 8th on WSBT.
Thank you, BK. We'll start with the Cedar Rapids Colonels and the Beloit Sky Carp. The Colonels just took control in that one with a 3-run bottom of the fourth inning. They lead 5-1 there. The Quad Cities River Bandits and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers square off tonight. The Quad Cities River Bandits have a 5-run advantage in that game. Those are the only other 2 Midwest League games currently taking place tonight.
There's Mason McGuire with his first pitch of the 8th inning. It's a strike, and then the 3 postponements, right, Brady?
That's right. Due to poor air quality and rain in the Great Lakes area, in the Cubs organization, the Kannapolis Cannonballers have an 8-0 lead in the bottom of the 8th over the Myrtle Beach Pelicans.
Here's the 0-1 by McGuire. It's a base hit to right center, hit by the third baseman Dottolo. And it's going to find the gap. A little miscommunication by Snell and Kepley. One of the rare times those two do not read each other's minds. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. It will be a double for Dottolo, so he'll get an extra base out of that. Second hit that the Chiefs had picked up off of McGuire through 3 innings. Go ahead, Brady.
At the AA level, the Biscuits are 3 outs away, I should say, from a victory. They lead 2-1 there. At AAA, the Redbirds just had a big 5-run bottom of the 3rd inning, but the I-Cubs responded back with 2 runs. They are down by 1. Score is 5-4 there. At the Major League level, Cubs chasing 3. Twins lead 4-1.
Brady, appreciate it. All scoreboard updates here on South Bend Cubs Radio brought to you by South Bend International Airport. And again, always talking to you from the Pella Windows and Doors broadcast studio with Tyler Reedy. I'm Brendan King, along with Brady and our studio producer, Matt Embry. Cubs are down 8-3, and it's a leadoff base runner for the Chiefs for the first time against McGuire since he came in during the 5th. Here's Petrutz, who had a home run earlier tonight. He'll take a strike. Petrutz, at the time of the solo homer, doubled the Chiefs' lead. It was a 2-0 game. Then the Cubs took their only lead of the game, 3-2 after the 3rd. All 4 Cub hits came in the 3rd inning. Petrutz rocking the old school no batting glove look. The pitch. The lefty cuts and misses. It's 0-2. Yeah, that Twins-Cubs series. It's a 2016 Cubs reunion at Wrigley. Last night, the 2016 Cubs held an event with Eddie Vedder in downtown Chicago. Our buddy Crawley was there, because of course he was. And it seemed like a great night. Ton of 2016 Cubs were there. Theo Epstein in the building. I read Theo is at Wrigley tonight in the first row of the bleachers with a cooler behind him. Theo Epstein, of course, visited Four Winds Field. There's a framed picture of Theo with Stu and our old friend Swoop that is hanging in the South Bend Cubs lobby. Anthony Rizzo threw out the first pitch tonight. And before the game, Pete Crow Armstrong helped unveil the 2027 All-Star Game logo, which is a really sharp logo. It that kind of combines the Wrigley Field marquee with the Chicago flag and a couple other details that are really sweet. Man at second. Here's the 0-2 to Petrutz. Swing and a miss and an uncomfortable hack. He actually fouled it into Stransky's mid. Nasty on a curve from McGuire. Strikeout presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. So good job by McGuire to fight back after the leadoff double. It's now Encarnacion, who is 1 for 3. Cubs trail at 8-3. And McGuire is ready to go. A strike call on Encarnacion. So a lot of good stuff happening at Wrigley tonight. Cubs are getting the Twins at a good time in terms of their rotation. I mentioned this earlier. Joe Ryan is not scheduled to throw this week for Minnesota. And obviously Joe, he has been subject of trade talks in each of the last couple years, but especially this season. Here's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Joe was an all-star for the American League. Him and Pete Crow Armstrong know each other well, both California guys. 0-2. And the pitch. Big bouncer foul to the left. It has turned into a gorgeous night, as mentioned. There are some cotton candy pink and blue clouds right above the yard right now, with the sun making its way all the way down. Not very hazy. The 0-2 is high on some heat, 1-2. Expecting a good weekend. Tomorrow, 7:05 start time, 6:45 pregame with Tyler here on WSBT Radio. Alfredo Romero scheduled to throw for the Cubs. Jack Martinez will go for Peoria in his Midwest League debut. There's a pitch that's lined back. Yeah, Martinez. That was the pronunciation I got. McGuire always starts with the ball behind his back, and actually he'll step off the rubber here. Fresh pitch clock for McGuire, and the all-black cleats, pants worn all the way down to the ankles. 1-2 as he tries to fight back from that leadoff double. Man at second, the 1-2. Tap foul softly. On top of Brady's scoreboard update, obviously we were keeping track before the All-Star break, especially on the Arizona Complex League Cubs, who, by the way, lead the ACL Reds 5-0 from the desert right now. Much of it because Ethan Conrad was playing for the ACL Cubs. Breaking ball in the dirt is off of Stransky's blue chest protector. Knocked out of the ground. Runner stays where he is. And it's 2-2. Ethan Conrad was playing for the ACL Cubs. He has since been promoted to Low A Myrtle Beach, the 2025 Cubs first-round pick. We spent a good amount of time in the Beloit series that preceded that Cedar Rapids series victory, talking about the plan for Ethan Conrad for the Cubs. What is he going to want to do? The 2-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. Fastball got him. Back-to-back Ks, McGuire. Both strikeouts presented by United Federal Credit Union. Obviously, since we posed that question, the Cubs have made their decision of what they have wanted to do with Ethan Conrad. He's playing with the Pelicans, and he's actually up to bat right now in that 9-0 deficit that Brady talked about to Kannapolis. Conrad with a base hit tonight and a walk. 2 outs here is Nickens, who will take a ball outside. And now, obviously, the question becomes, what do the Cubs want to do with Conrad? How long do they want to keep him seasoned at Low A? Is it going to be a end of the year for Conrad at Low A? Or are they going to challenge him to bring him to High A? He's an older player, obviously, drafted out of college. 1-0 coming. Chased down and missed, 1-1. Obviously, it's all speculation. Ethan Conrad only made his pro debut right before the break, so can't rush him, but he did hit his first pro home run right before the break. And it's exciting when you have a first-round pick in the system that is playing well. Not many more exciting things than that. The 1-1 is taken high. Pick throw to second by the catcher. Stransky is off target. Justin delivered that to the right of second base. If that was right on the money, Olima might have had a chance to tag Datala. Obviously, you think back to when Cam Smith was a Cub farmhand. He was here in South Bend. That was an exciting time. Matt Shaw the same. Jordan Wicks, Cade Horton. 2-1, and the pitch. Breaking ball is down. Of course, now, you know, Conrad being the 2025 first-round pick, that's an unusual circumstance with how long he's been hurt. But now the Cubs have 2 first-rounders that you can keep an eye on. Kate Townsend was selected by the Cubs in the first round in the draft last week. Right-hander, obviously, typically the pitchers drafted don't make their pro debuts in that same season. You never know. Obviously, there was the big story a number of years ago. Final day of the season, 2021. Jordan Wicks, in a single inning, made his pro debut with the South Bend Cubs. The game was on Marquee Sports Network. It was the first ever South Bend Cub game on Marquee. The 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2. So that was an exciting time. So you never know of what the Cubs may want to do in the future. Townsend, a college arm, SEC. Will be set for the payoff here to Nickens as McGuire tries to end the inning with a man in scoring position. Ground ball, middle, up the middle, base knock. Datalo's going to come around to score as Nickens delivers an RBI base hit, and that will stretch the lead again. 9-3 as that one snuck right between Olivo and Cepeda.
Designated hitter number 4, Ty Pete.
15th RBI for Nickens. And back to the top of the order will be the 5th plate appearance for Ty Pete. Cubs down 9-3. Henry Hack will call time and go to the mound as the Chiefs get to Mason McGuire in his 4th inning of work. Mason worked 1-2-3s in the 5th and the 6th. Allowed a base hit in the 7th. That did not hurt him. Here in the 8th, that leadoff double has come back to bite the Cubs. Now the RBI base hit by Nickens as Ben Johnson gets ready in the Cub bullpen. There's also bullpen action for Peoria. That is Jose Davila.
Later in the game.
Ty Pete 1 for 4 in the game. He was part of that big 4th inning where the Chiefs picked up 6 runs. By the way, this latest tally, their first since that 4th inning. Pete cuts and misses at a low and inside breaking ball. Really, both teams have had one big inning. Obviously, the Chiefs getting a single run in the 1st and 2nd. But their 6-run 4th, the Cubs' 3-run 3rd. South Bend has not done much besides that at the dish. Chiefs have had a couple randomly dispersed runs aside from the 4th as Pete looks at a ball low. Wind picking up again, breezing out to left center. It stopped really gusting to center as it was to start the game, and that stoppage was sometime in the middle innings. McGuire plants the foot, deals the 1-1. Pete takes a quarter hack, fouls it. We've seen a few of those swings by Peoria against Mason McGuire on pitches that really just fool them, and they're not able to take a full hack. One and 2 on Ty Pete, DHing tonight. Again, has been on the injured list a whole bunch this year. Righty to lefty. McGuire ready to bring it. Check swing, they'll appeal, but no swing, says the base umpire. Just piggyback again off of Brady's scoreboard update. South Bend International Airport presents scoreboard looks. The Iowa Cubs with a 4-run 4th inning. have taken a 6-5 lead on the Memphis Redbirds. That's Cubs-Cardinals AAA style. 2-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the 8th for Mason McGuire. All swinging, all brought to you by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, who donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. In the 8th, Peoria gets a run. 9-3 your score as the Cubs trail on WSBT.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for your South Bend Cubs, the catcher.
With you from the Pella Windows and Doors broadcast studio. Pitching change for Peoria. They've had a couple very short relief outings from a number of guys tonight. This is Jose Davila. Hard-throwing right-hander pumps a strike to Justin Stransky. Stransky just 1 for 2 in the game. This will only complete the 3rd time through the Cubs' order, as besides the 3rd inning, again, South Bend has struggled at the dish tonight. Davila brings it, and Stransky lays off a breaking ball high. 9-3 your score as South Bend trails, a game the Cubs once led 3-2. Davila misses. It's 2-1 on Justin. Here's Davila's next delivery. Stransky actually pokes it foul. He really didn't swing at all. He brought that bat around no more than a quarter of the way. Somehow made contact with it. 9-game homestand for the Cubs here. These 3 ball games versus Peoria. Cubs will host Wisconsin for 6 next week at Lake County to end July, as well as to start August. Fouled back by Justin. It's 2-2. Stransky's double to the left field corner started the Cub rally in the 3rd that produced 4 base hits as well as Kane Kepley's RBI sacrifice fly. 2-2. And the delivery. Ground ball to short, routinely into the mid of Flores, who buckles the feet, throws, and gets Stransky. So we saw the Midwest League debut of Dylan Dreesen. Then we saw Nate Dome for a single inning, which is unusual because Dome is usually a starter. So the fact that he goes just a single inning is a tad weird, but maybe just to get some work in as the break concludes, you never know. Dome struck out 2 in his singular inning. 1 away for Olivo. Bottom of the 8th, Cubs down 6. Pitches low to Christian. This will start the 4th time through the Cub order. Cubs have seen Jose Davila a bunch last year and this season too. Fastball is low to Olivo. 23-year-old Jose Davila from Venezuela. He made 24 appearances with Peoria last season, 22 of them being starts. This year has been exclusively a reliever. Throwing a little harder, breaking ball is low. He has struggled for a good majority of this year too. 14th outing, ERA at 8+. Much of that, though, the inflation because of 7 runs allowed at Quad Cities on July 7th. So Cubs down 6. See if they can start a rally. The pitch. Up and away, ball 4. There's a much-needed base runner for the Cubs. Second time on for Olivo. Cubs walks are presented by Best One Tire and Auto Care. Zolman's and Monteith are proud partners of Best One. You can visit bestonetire.com to find a location near you. Best One, where the best costs less. Here is Kepley. Kane has walked today, also produced a run on that sacrifice fly. The lefty takes a strike. Davila giving up those 7 runs on 6 hits, including a homer, on July 7th at QC. He did respond, though, later in that series by working a singular scoreless inning on July 10th. Cubs are creeping towards the heart of their order. The 0-1. Nearly hit Kane inside as it bounced in. Ball and a strike on Kane Kepley. And the pitch. Golfed in the air, shallow center. Long trip in for Nickens. He's got that half unbuttoned jersey that is flicking with the wind, and he makes the catch. Second out of the 8th.
First baseman, number 35, Josiah Hartshorn.
And here is Hartshorn. Hartshorn batting left-handed. He singled and scored in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 6th as he looks at a ball inside. Crouch stance for Hartshorn. Hovers the bat just over the left shoulder, circling it a little bit. Taking the next inside, 2-0. Even with the temperature falling a little bit tonight, a lot of perspiration over the face and forearms of Davila. Still in the middle of summer here, so it has remained warm. But it was a scorcher to start the day. Cooled off with the rain moving in. 2-0 as Olivo leads. The next to Hartshorn, inside and high for ball 3. Jose Escobar on deck with the Cubs trailing 9-3. Three and 0 on Hartshorn. The next. That's going to be a strike call. Wisconsin has made it a little closer. As Brady talked about, they were trailing Quad Cities 8-3. It's now 8-6. Rattlers won't go away in that one in the 5th inning from Appleton. 3-1 now. Off the outside edge, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. If the Cubs are going to have any virtual shot here to come back from this 6-run deficit, they've got to add a couple or a few right now. And they do have their cleanup man coming up. Jose Escobar already with a base hit today. But this will require the first mound visit by Peoria pitching coach Michael O. Cedar Rapids continuing to pummel Beloit. 7-1 the score there in the 6th inning. Another walk for the Cubs, by the way, brought to you by Best One Tire and Auto Care. It has gone final as the Montgomery Biscuits defeated the Knoxville Smokies tonight. That was a final of 5-1. Also going final, Kannapolis could not finish off the shutout. Pelicans picked up a run in the 9th inning to spoil the shutout bid, but 9-1 still the final score. Pelicans got their lone run on a base hit by Eli. Here is Escobar taking one inside and low around the shoe tops. From Wrigley, it's the Twins 4 and the Cubs 2 in the 6th inning. Cubs getting their second run just a moment ago. Seiya Suzuki scoring on a wild pitch. Difference right now, a home run by Ryan Jeffers. And that was back in the 3rd. Double steal for the Cubs. The pitch is outside. Throw goes to 3rd. Olivo safe. Cubs pull off the double steal. Second stolen bag of the game for Olivo. Hartshorn picks up on the caboose. Stolen bases for the Cubs brought to you by Jets Pizza. So South Bend trying to deliver here with 2 down. Escobar, his responsibility now to try and cut this thing to 4. 9-3 your score. Or even 3. Long ball would do the Cubs just fine right now to make it interesting for the 9th. And the pitch by Davila. Fouled off of the catcher. 2-1. It's already a multi-hit game for Nico Horner. He's got a couple knocks. Base hits otherwise for the Cubs from Suzuki, Michael Busch, and Michael Conforto. Colin Ray started. Ray still in the game. He has struck out 6 through 6 innings with only a walk, but had been hit hard, including that Jeffers homer. 2-1 coming. Off-speed delivery is a strike on Escobar. It's 2-2. Former Cub Tommy Nance is into the game for Minnesota. It's been a long, winding career for Tommy Nance, who pitched for Chicago in 2021, up and down between AAA and the big leagues. Now 35 years old, Tommy Nance. 2-2. Here it comes. Escobar pops it up. Foul territory, third base side, out of play. Tommy Nance would have been in the organization first before my time. But he was a South Bend Cub for 2 games back in 2016. Tommy Nance. Now pitching for the Twins. 2-2 here on Escobar. Second and third occupied. The pitch. Escobar fouls another one, spoiling that one on a hard line drive behind the plate. If South Bend's going to have a chance here to pull off a huge comeback, trailing 9-3, Escobar's got to deliver with a ton of hitting room in right center. Literally playing in the left center field gap is Nickens, the center fielder. He is shaded way over. Escobar, a guy that can push the ball to all areas of the field. He calls time. Now to make up for Nickens playing in left center, the right fielder Suarez shaded in the right center field gap. But if Escobar can just hit a ball to the wall in center, you got a chance for inside the park home run territory. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cubs leave men at second and third. And we'll head to the ninth, 9-3 Peoria on Sports Radio WSBT.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in beer. We got
Rosie Place creates a world of yes for medically fragile children. Skilled nurses provide overnight stays, all at no cost to families. Join the movement at rosieplace.org. Right-hander Ben Johnson. Ben made his return from the injured list in the Cedar Rapids series. It had been a little bit since he had been on the mound. He'll look for a rebound outing here in the ninth inning as he goes up against Jack Gervich. The lefty stands in and swings and bounces it to second. Olivo's got it in the shallow right field grass, throwing out Gervich. One away on one pitch from Ben Johnson. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, the Cubs are down 6. They will need to do what Peoria did in the fourth, scoring 6 times just to tie it. If this score holds after this top of the ninth inning, Cubs will have Snell, Cepeda, and Hallback due up in the bottom of the ninth. And again, there's bullpen action for the Chiefs, so they're trying to get everybody some action here seemingly tonight following the All-Star break. A slider from Johnson is low, ball 1 to Josh Cross.
Changing the Cubs lineup, now pitching number 45, Ben Johnson.
Cross has been on twice, including the triple in the first inning. He scored Peoria's first run, played it on a wild pitch. That's how the Cubs got their most recent run in Chicago. Pitch is high on the next one from Ben Johnson, who has the long, bushy brown hair flowing out the back of his blue cap. Cubs, as usual, on Friday, sporting the baby blue alternate tops with the Cubby blue sleeves. The 2-0, high for ball 3. Cubs at home, as always, in their white pants with the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats, belts, and socks. Peoria sporting their road trip grays, gray jerseys and bottoms with Peoria across the front. In cursive lettering, red numbers on the front and back. Here's the pitch. 3-0 is a strike. Chiefs have their navy blue caps with red brims, red helmets, belts, socks, and red and white shoes sported by Josh Cross tonight. 3-1 now. Fly ball left field, slicing up the line. This ball is foul. The new right-hander in the Peoria bullpen, that is a guy we have seen before as well, Patrick Gallet. Galley has been utilized often this season in late inning chances. He is tied for the team lead for Peoria in saves, so the fact that the Chiefs might be burning one of their closers here in a high-scoring game that could potentially favor the Cubs for the rest of the weekend. The fact that Galley may not be in action. Actually, ball gets away from the bullpen. Next pitch delivered anyway. Ground ball to first. It's Hartshorn. He gloves it, race to the bag in time, 3 unassisted.
Shortstop number 29, Jalen Flores.
2 outs in the ninth. Good start to the inning for Ben. And it's Jalen Flores, 2 for 4. His first 2 at-bats of the night were strikeouts. The last 2 have been singles. 9-3, the Cubs are behind. Packed house at Four Winds Field. Many have stuck around for fireworks after the game. Kind of feels like the old days with this series. Obviously, it's because of the All-Star break, but a 3-game series between these two. Strike call on Flores. Feels like the days in the Midwest League where you would play 6 games a week, but 3 would be in one location, 3 would be in another, whether that would be a home and road week or road and road, whatever. Swing and a miss on a slider, 0-2. Usually the South Bend Cub road trips, obviously before we went to 6-game series, if we were on the road for 6, it would feature something like 3 in Lansing, 3 in Great Lakes, or 3 in Lake County and 3 in Dayton. Then they went to the 6-game series right after the pandemic. 0-2 is waved at and missed, strike 3. Strikeout for Johnson, presented by United Federal Credit Union. Thanks to United FCU, donates $5 for that strikeout to the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. The Cubs as a team have struck out 11 Chiefs. Last chance for the Cubs is next. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 9-3, Peoria on top on Sports Radio WSBT.
Leading off the bottom of the ninth inning for your
Considerable amount of time in the first half. Matt Hallback with the Cubs all year. They'll go against a new Chief arm, another one. The 4th different Chief over the last 4 innings. Right-hander Patrick Galley, who always works from the stretch. The pitch to Cade is low. I was talking with hitting coach Nate Spears about Cade Snell, and obviously Cade, we know he'll get back to his usual self, but when you miss a lot of time in a season and you come back right in the middle of the campaign, it's really hard to get adjusted. The 1-0. Check swing and a ball low. Did he go? He did not. 2-0. And that's the case for everybody, whether you miss time in the first half and you come back right before the first half concludes, or if you're in Cade Snell's shoes and you come back here post All-Star break. It doesn't matter. When you miss the amount of time that Cade has, 6 weeks, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. It's going to take some time to get readjusted, because this is not like spring training where you get to the first week of the season and everybody is fresh out of spring training and nobody is really seasoned yet. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Cade has, even though he has been a great citizen and has done everything he can to stay mentally involved in the game, when you miss as much time as he has and you go against players who have been playing every day during that time, it's really tough to readjust. So, as Snell stands in for the 2-2, he fouls it back. So, in my mind, and this is me talking, that's the conversation I had with Nate Spears. Give Cade Snell the next 2 weeks to get grooving and get familiar again with what he's going to see. After the next 2 weeks, that would position us at the start of August. Snell will take outside. It's going to be 3-2. So give us to the start of August. I would say right around when the Cubs return home from Lake County, which is the first week of August. I think that's August 3rd. Watch out for Cade Snell. The 3-2 is outside, ball 4. There's a good plate appearance. Walks for the Cubs are presented by Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Now batting shortstop number 4, Angel Cepeda.
Galley walks his first man. The Cubs are down 6. And again, they're going to need to do exactly what Peoria did in the 4th in order to tie the game. They need base runners. Snell will lead it first. Here is Cepeda taking a pitch inside. So we just saw the end for Jose Davila last inning. He walked 2, did not allow a run or a hit. Ball one on Cepeda, and the next delivery, little bouncer hit off of Cepeda. It's a foul ball. Score update from Appleton. After being down 8-3, which is exactly what the Cubs were, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers have tied it against Quad Cities. 8-8 from Appleton. Obviously, the Rattlers will be here next week. That is a big-time series coming up between two teams that very well could meet in the playoffs in September. The 1-1. Cepeda looks at a pitch outside for ball 2. The River Bandits scored 5 times in the 4th inning, and that has now been matched by Wisconsin. They have scored 5 total over their last 2. 2-1 now. Got in a miss at a fastball, 2-2. Short lead for Snell. He's still held by the first baseman. Cepeda looks at a pitch that did not miss by much. It was a fastball around the knees at 94. Angel might have caught a break on that one, but he'll see a 3-2 pitch. We'll see if Snell wants to run on the 3-2. Obviously, the Cubs need much more than Snell on. The 3-2. Low ball 4. And they will get another man on. Back-to-back walks. Both walks brought to you by Best One Tire and Auto Care. That's really how the Cubs have gotten their traffic on the base pass. They have not had a hit since the 3rd. South Bend has walked now 4 times over the last 2 innings. Cepeda and Snell have each taken free passes. Michael O., the Chiefs pitching coach, is at the mound for a second straight frame. Michael O. did not make a mound visit at all in the game until last inning, but 4 walks by his pitching staff over the last 2 have brought him out of the dugout. Nobody out, 9th inning. Cubs are down 9-3. We'll see what they can do with the first 2 aboard. Matt Hallback, more than anything, must avoid the double play. First pitch now. Fastball is in there. Patrick Gallet, again the pitcher on for the 9th inning. ERA at 7.62. Obviously, this guy is not untouchable, but South Bend has dug this hole where they're down to their last 3 outs. 0-1 coming. Check, swing, strike, 0-2. Patrick Gallet played his college ball at Ole Miss. I'd imagine he is a buddy of Cade Townsend, the new Chicago Cubs first-round pick. That's where Cade Townsend was drafted out of. The 0-2. Hallback dribbles a ball, 3rd baseline foul. Saw Cade Townsend signed today, officially signed his contract. Obviously, that's expected. That part of it really is not newsworthy. But it's a signing bonus of $3.1 million for the 23rd overall pick. 0-2. Hallback looks at a fastball away. 1-2. Hallback and then Carrico and Stransky as the Cubs have reached the bottom of their order. Matt Hallback batting 7th. Obviously, that is a weapon in itself. Matt, a guy that has hit near the top of the lineup all year long. Cepeda at first, Snell at second. Here's the pitch. A slider just missed outside. Not by much. 2-2. I think overwhelmingly Patrick Good, the home plate umpire, has called a solid game. He really had to earn it on the corners, seemingly, with his zone. Obviously, we'll see that through the weekend. He'll be behind the plate again on Sunday. 2-2 on Matt Hallback. The Cubs with work to do, trailing 9-3 in the 9th inning. The look at second in the pitch. Hallback strikes out swinging. That is 0 for 4. And now a double play can potentially end the game.
Number 9, Michael Carrico.
Carrico the batter, nothing for 3. Mike has won for his first 20 in a Cub uniform, but he has walked 12 times. Breaking ball is looked at for a strike. That's the profile on Carrico of his ability to have a keen eye at the plate. He had as many walks as he did strikeouts to start the season with Myrtle Beach. Cubs down to their last 2 outs of the game. And the pitch to Carrico is around the knuckles inside. Sporting blue batting gloves. He got away from the pitch. It is 1-1. Chiefs 9, Cubs 3, series opener, first of 3 games in the shortened series following the break. Full 6-game series against Wisconsin next week. Next one, not close outside, ball 2. And Galle needs a trip around the mound. He just went to go grab a handful of rosin bag. 2-1 on Michael Carrico. The pitch. Scooped in the air, shallow right center. High up in the night sky. Right fielder charges in, that's Suarez. He makes the catch one-handed. Cubs down to their final out after walking twice to start the inning.
The catcher, number 11, Justin Strinsky.
Again, Alfredo Romero is scheduled to start tomorrow for South Bend. He'll be opposed in a Midwest League debut. Jack Martinez for Peoria. Game starts at 7:05 Eastern. Tyler's on the air at 6:45 with the pregame show. Sunday's finale set for 2:05. Cubs have yet to announce a starter. Tanner Franklin will throw for the Chiefs. 2 on, 2 outs for Stransky. Justin takes a strike, and Justin, it is his responsibility to get on base to try and continue the game. South Bend, though, trailing by 6. And just in case, there is a right-hander warming in the Peoria bullpen. Galle trying to finish the game for the Chiefs. His next. Low on a fastball, 1-1. Crowd is stuck around tonight. Post-game fireworks following the ball game. The 1-1. Justin pulls a ball, third baseline foul, just to the left of the line. Foul by no more than a couple inches. That was over the bag, slightly, but again, kicked just to the left of the bag as it was crossing. Stransky nearly had himself his second hit. Cubs have not had a hit since the 3rd inning. The 3rd is when they scored all 3 of their runs. And it was started by a Justin Stransky double into the left field corner. Galle looks in for his sign. He's got the Cubs down to their last strike. Cepeda's at first. Snell leads at second. And the pitch. Check swing. He went too far. That is strike 3. And it caps off the win for the Chiefs. Stransky throws the bat away in frustration. Obviously that check swing got him. Peoria has won the opener. And they've also won the first game following the All-Star break. 9-3 your final. The Chiefs end up striking out 15 Cubs in the game, 10 of them belonging to the starter, and that was Yhoiker Fajardo. We'll come back with the post-game next. Chiefs win at 9-3 on Sports Radio WSBT.
For a game that went 2 hours and 54 minutes.